¿Cuál es su nombre completo?
José Efraín Field Montt.
Jose Efrain Rios Montt. This is a picture of Jose Montt in 2013 in courts when he was convicted of genocide. General overview. He was a military activist. He joined the Guatemalan army in 1943. He was heavily involved with politics. In 1994, he was president of the unicameral legislature. When he was president, citizens of Guatemala did not approve his plan of having a democracy, and he was a human rights activist as well. In 2003, Montt had an unsuccessful campaign, and the Supreme Court refused to allow him to be a candidate. Montt ordered people to protest, and on Black Thursday, thousands of people marched the streets with machetes, clubs, and guns. Montt's downfall. He constructed genocide in 1982 with 2 other men against indigenous minds in the Ixil region of Guatemala. He aimed to protect the country from rebels, but people were taking this the wrong way than he had anticipated. 1,800 Mayans indigenous to Guatemala were killed, and many others fled. In 2013, he was convicted of genocide. He was in court in January 2015 for retrial, but nothing was resolved. In Guatemala, there exist numerous problems, such as protests, warfare, and violence, and is very impoverished as well. Montt offered amnesty for repentant insurgents and declared war or execution with those who resisted. He initiated civic programs to improve economic conditions of the peasants. He planned to defeat communism and capitalism by utilizing Christian values. However, he did not trust Marxist nations such as Cuba and Nicaragua. He has improved economic regimes and stability by improving working conditions for impoverished manufacturers. Montt focused on human rights, and he stabilized the government. This is because he was a minister of the Church of the Complete World, which is a religious organization in Guatemala. He believed that life was guided by God. During his presidency, Montt focused on implementing Christian-based values because he believes that these principles will stabilize Guatemala. Since there is a lot of violence in Guatemala, Montt aims to mitigate tension from external armies. Rios Montt protected the country from invaders by relying on violence as a means to protect the country, despite his religious devotion. During his presidency, Rios Montt improved working conditions for the impoverished. Many of the citizens of Guatemala work in poor conditions, and this improvement helps the economy move in a positive direction. This ensues citizens to be less likely to revolt and improve the manufacturing industry. Ethical analysis. Rios Montt's presidency encapsulates the common theme in Paul Collier's Bottom Billion, because Guatemala is a poverty trap, where there will always be problems in the country, no matter who is running. The presidents of Guatemala often end up being dictators like Rios Montt himself, and they are trying to solve all the problems present at the same time. Guatemala is a small country, and since it is very impoverished, there is a low income per capita, which affects the nation's economy financially. If the economy is corrupt, then no other country would want to trade with them, and this weakens the economy even more. Having a weak economy can prevent a nation from prospering, and if the nation never prospers, then it will be even harder to build a stronger government, and problems will continue to accumulate. Guatemala is also stricken with violence, where it receives numerous threats from other countries, and there are many gangs in the nation that promote violence in urban areas. This is why many presidents enforce warfare, because they see it as the only way to protect the nation from enemies. For Guatemala, it is hard to take that first step in reshaping the nation because there are so many problems that need to be solved. It can be hard to determine what must be done first and how to fix these problems with a limited amount of money.